Hi everyone, my name is Abhuraj Karakapati. Welcome to my YouTube channel Amazing Abhi. In the last episode we saw all the guardians gathered on Zhangdaoshan mountain for a meeting. One of the guardians asked, "Do you really think that kid will come to the mountain tomorrow?" Feng Zhenyi replied, "I can guarantee he'll come. As far as he knows, his father is still in my hands. If he had no intention of coming, then why would he travel all the way to Hong Kong? You're talking about tomorrow. But that kid actually tried to attack the mountain today." Yuan Biran then asked, "Then why are we holding this meeting inside the secret chamber? Don't tell me you're planning to use the soul-suppressing sword. You know you can't wield it." The other guardians laughed. "That kid's cultivation isn't even that high. Any one of us could kill him easily, so why bother touching the sword? Besides, no one can use it anyway." When I investigated that brat's past, I realized he'd been picking fights far beyond his level from the very beginning. He has barely escaped death countless times, but not once did any mysterious master come to save him. So I'm certain that no one will save him this time either. Feng Zhenyi shook his head. "Do you know why that kid is never lost? Because every opponent he's faced underestimated him, just like all of you are doing now. He's far more dangerous than he looks. Tomorrow, I'll personally kill him with the soul-suppressing sword and show the entire world just how powerful I am." However, the moment he tried to wield it, the soul-suppressing sword began resisting him. Feng frowned. "Why can't I use its power?" Yuan Biran laughed. "You've been trying for years. It's time to accept that the sword simply doesn't like you." Annoyed, Feng replied, "This sword is extremely picky when choosing its master. I'm the strongest among all the guardians, yet I still can't suppress it. Forget releasing its power. It won't even let me touch it." Yuan Biran smirked. "It's not about strength. It just doesn't acknowledge you. Let me try. Maybe it'll accept me as its master." Feng tossed him the sword. "Go ahead, try your luck." Yuan Biran thought, "It's resisting me too. You're just a sword. You should submit to me." But the next moment, the sword exploded with power and blasted Yuan Biran backward. He got up in disbelief. "A sword actually did this to me." The other guardians burst into laughter. One sword just put two guardians in their place. If even Feng Zhenyi couldn't control it, what made you think you could? Just then someone knocked on the door. Feng called out, "Come in." One of his disciples hurried inside. "Master, we've received urgent news. Yechen has been seen with the Li family's young master. He's currently at the Li family estate. It seems the Li family is trying to ally themselves with him." Feng's expression darkened. "Those Li family fools actually dare stand against us. Take some men and wipe out the Li family." Yuan Biran smiled. "There's no need. I already have some unfinished business with the Li family. I'll settle everything myself today. If Bai Pei Being hadn't protected them, I would have destroyed the Li family 10 years ago." Feng then ordered the other elders, "Keep Bai Pei Being occupied. No matter what happens, don't let him leave this mountain. If you can delay him for just 2 hours, Yuan Biran will finish the job." He then turned to Yuan Biran and listened. "Wait until Yechen leaves the Li family before attacking. There's no need to take unnecessary risks." Yuan Biran scoffed. "You think I'm that weak? That brat can't do anything to me. If he hadn't possessed those extraordinary sword techniques, he never would have killed Tu Yunjin. Everyone knows techniques that powerful can only be used once. If I kill him today, tomorrow's meeting won't even be necessary." The scene shifted back underground. Yechen was still exploring the hidden ruins. Li Cheng said, "You're interested in these murals, but so are we. That's why we've continued excavating this place. Unfortunately, we haven't found any new murals yet, although we did discover something very interesting." Yechen asked, "If you wanted to speed up the excavation, why didn't you hire more workers?" Yechen smiled bitterly. "This is the Li family's greatest secret. No one except our core family members is allowed down here. Looking at this entire area, it seems that some kind of ancient ritual was once performed here. We've never been able to decipher the writing on this stone tablet." Yechen carefully examined it. "The language on this tablet, it's almost identical to the ancient talisman script my master taught me." Suddenly, the entire underground chamber began shaking violently. Li Cheng quickly checked his phone. "A powerful expert has attacked the Li family. But who would dare attack us in broad daylight?" Yechen's expression immediately changed. "Why, no matter what happens, I can't let anything happen to her." Li Cheng looked at each end. "Please, come with me." Meanwhile, Yuan Biran's attack had triggered every alarm throughout the Li family estate. Wai looked around nervously. What's happening? Li Yuncheng replied. Our family is under attack. Miss Wai, please hide inside the secret chamber. I'll go see what's going on. Before he could leave, a figure suddenly shot toward Wai. Li Yuncheng instantly stepped in and blocked the attack. Although seriously injured, he shouted, Who are you? How dare you attack the Li family? Yuan Bairon sneered. So the Li family's young master is willing to risk his life for an ordinary girl. Either she's very important, or you're an even bigger fool than I thought. Li Yuncheng thought she's Mr. Yi's friend. If anything happens to her while I'm here, the Li family will never be able to repay that debt. Yuan Bairon said coldly, You're not qualified to know my identity. Call that dog Li Chang. I've got business with him. Furious, Li Yuncheng shouted, How dare you insult my father? Yuan Bairon smiled wickedly. Looks like I'll have to kill the son before I deal with the father. With a single strike, he completely overpowered Li Yuncheng. Watching from the side, Wei panicked. This man is unbelievably strong. Come out, please. I need your help. She desperately tried to summon the evil spirit inside her. But no matter how hard she tried, it refused to appear. She shouted, Can't you hear me? I'm telling you to come out. People are going to die. Meanwhile, under Yun Bairon's terrifying pressure, Li Yuncheng's bones began cracking. Yun Bairon's grabbed him by the throat. Now tell me, where's your father? Or I'll crush every bone left in your body. Li Yuncheng gritted his teeth. I can't tell him. My father can't defeat someone like him. Yuan Bairon's laughed. You're just as stubborn as your grandfather. He died the same way, but he never opened his mouth either. As he increased the pressure, Wei suddenly stepped between them. You can't do this. Being a martial artist doesn't give you the right to kill whoever you want. Li Yuncheng shouted desperately. Miss Wai, don't. The man standing in front of you is a monster. He'll kill you without hesitation. Wai trembled. I wanted to run too, but my legs won't even move. Yuan Bairon sneered. You're so weak that you're not even worth using my spiritual energy on. He casually flicked a coin toward her. However, the coin suddenly froze in midair. Wai's eyes widened. Looks like my evil soul finally decided to help me. Yuan Bairon's frowned. How did she stop my attack? Did she possess some kind of special bloodline? He released Li Yuncheng and turned his attention toward Wai. Li Yuncheng shouted, Miss Wai, he's coming after you. Before Wai could react, Yuan Bairon's appeared right in front of her. So what if you have a special bloodline? Do you know what I enjoy the most? Killing geniuses. With those words, he threw a devastating punch that sent Wai flying backward. Wai said, Just because you're powerful doesn't give you the right to bully others. If Yi Chen were here, he'd wipe the floor with you. Yuan Bairon sneered. No one can do anything to me. Just as he was about to attack again, Yi Chen suddenly appeared and instantly pulled Wei to safety. He looked at her with concern. Are you all right? Wai nodded weakly. His attack hurt me badly. He's incredibly powerful. Please be careful. Yi Chen gently helped her sit down. Wait here for a moment. I'll be right back. He turned toward Yuan Bairon's. His eyes filled with killing intent. You bastard. How dare you lay a finger on Wai? Li Chen hurried over to his son. Yi Chen, what happened? Li Chen gritted his teeth. That bastard shattered almost every bone in my body. Li Chen glared at Yuan Bairon's. You monster. What has my Li family ever done to you? Yi Chen looked at him coldly. So your guardian Yuan Bairon's. He took out a healing pill and handed it to Li Chen. Give this to Yi Chen. He'll recover completely. Then he added, Protect Wai and Yi Chen for a while. I'll kill this bastard. Yuan Bairon smiled. I've seen your picture before. So you're Yi Chen, the one who killed Feng Zhenyi's men. You only managed to kill that guardian because of that incredible sword technique. But techniques like that can only be used once. You don't have that advantage anymore. I guarantee your true strength isn't enough to fight me. With that, he launched an attack. Yi Chen scoffed. Pathetic attacks like these won't even scratch me. He destroyed the attack with a single punch. Yuan Bairon's laughed. Don't celebrate too early, kid. Yi Chen immediately countered with the burning heaven palm. Even Yuan Bairon's was forced to dodge. He smiled. Your cultivation isn't that impressive, but your techniques are exceptional. Feng Zhenyi was right. I can't afford to underestimate you, but against my weapon, you won't even last a moment. He unleashed the earth-shattering strike. Yi Chen dodged it with ease. However, Yuan Bairon's instantly appeared behind him and attacked again. Yi Chen drew his sword. Using the dragon-slaying sword technique, he successfully blocked the attack. This is the first form of my skybreaking sword art. Dragon Slash. Yuan Byron's nodded. An impressive technique. Your skills are extraordinary, but there's one problem. You've only been cultivating for a few years. I've cultivated for more than 100 years. No technique can make up for that enormous gap. With a single strike, he completely shattered the dragon slash. Yi Chen's expression turned serious. This was the first time anyone had ever broken through his dragon slash. He finally understood. The previous guardian I fought died too quickly. I never got to witness a guardian's true strength. This is what a real guardian is capable of. Yuan Byron smirked. Open your eyes, boy. This is what happens when you provoke people far stronger than yourself. Yi Chen immediately fused his blood dragon with his talisman. My trump cards aren't exhausted yet. The two unleashed their strongest attack simultaneously. Boom! Their attacks collided violently. Cracks suddenly appeared on Yuan Byron's weapon. The impact sent him flying backward. Yi Chen instantly closed the distance. Your game ends here. He began bombarding Yuan Byron's with a relentless barrage of punches. Both father and son stared in disbelief. His strength is far beyond anything we imagined. I never thought we'd live to see Yuan Byron's getting beaten like this. However, Yi Chen's enhancement technique soon reached its time limit. He frowned. I have to finish this quickly, otherwise, I'll run out of spiritual energy. I've already used nearly every technique I have. These pills can restore my strength, but only for a short time. Yuan Byron's looked at him in disbelief. Where is all this power coming from? Yi Chen smiled coldly. You can find out when you get to hell. Yuan Byron's laughed. You think that's all I've got? He suddenly unleashed a deadly sneak attack. Yi Chen's eyes widened. There's no time to block it. Yuan Byron's grinned. You're not the only one with hidden tricks. Just as Yi Chen was about to react, the evil spirit suddenly appeared and intercepted the attack. The evil spirit said calmly, I had no intention of interfering, but the owner of this body cares about you far too much. She wants you to survive, no matter what. Yuan Byron's was stunned. A special bloodline alone shouldn't be this powerful. Could she possess the legendary cold blood body? The evil spirit looked at him coldly. You've already overestimated yourself. With a wave of her hand, she instantly froze Yuan Byron solid. Then her icy power exploded, completely annihilating him. Watching everything unfold, Yi Chen murmured, Guardian Yuan Byron's is dead. Yi Chen's eyes filled with tears. Father, your son has finally avenged you. When I meet you again someday, I'll finally be able to face you with pride. At that moment, Yi Chen noticed Wei Zora rapidly weakening. The evil spirit said, This is all because of you. Her body is still far too weak. She has been repeatedly using power beyond what she can withstand. Now she has to pay the price. As the evil spirit returned to its original form, Wei immediately began coughing up blood. Yi Chen rushed to her side. Wei, are you all right? She smiled weakly. As long as you're safe, I'm fine. Yi Chen then noticed deep cracks spreading across the pendant he had given her. He clenched his fists. The evil spirit was right. Wei's body can't withstand that much power. That's why the spirit refused to appear after the last battle. I have to cure her somehow, otherwise she won't survive. He turned to Lai Chen. Prepare a room where no one will disturb me. Lai Chen immediately nodded. Please follow me. The scene shifted to the Lai family's cultivation chamber. Yi Chen thought, I'm an expert in medicine. Even if you and Bihuan's attack had landed on me, it wouldn't have killed me. But Wei saved me. And in doing so, she placed her own life in danger. This is already the third time she saved my life. The first time, she gave me her blood essence, allowing me to break through the ghost poison barrier. The second time, she saved me when I was losing against Feng Zhenyi's disciple. And now, she risked everything to block Yuan Bihuan's attack. Her ordinary body simply isn't capable of handling such overwhelming power. No matter what it costs, I'll save her. Yi Chen gathered every high-grade herb he possessed and began refining an ultimate healing pill. After a while, he frowned. This pill still isn't enough. It contains tremendous spiritual energy, but it lacks life force. If I don't add life force to it, Wei won't survive. Without hesitation, Yi Chen extracted a drop of his own heart blood essence. This blood essence contains an enormous amount of life force. I hope it's enough to perfect the pill. He completed the refinement. Looking at the finished pill, he said, This medicine is powerful enough to bring even the dead back to life. but I can only refine one like this each year. He gently fed the pill to Y. A few moments later, she slowly opened her eyes. Is it morning already? Yi Chen finally smiled with relief. Everything worked out. He then thought, thankfully, the cold blood body possesses its own spirit. Without that spirit, I never could have saved Y. Maybe having the evil spirit inside her isn't entirely a bad thing after all. Yi Chen said, come on Y, let's go back. After returning to the hotel, Yi Chen summoned Keen. As long as I'm in Hong Kong, Y will stay at the Dark Hall branch. Make sure nothing happens to her. Y looked at him. Yi Chen, what are you planning to do? He replied, tomorrow is the Guardians meeting. I have to go to Jiangdaishan Mountain. I won't be able to protect you during that battle, so I want you to stay at Dark Hall for just 2 days. I promise I'll come back for you afterward. Y hesitated, but the spirit inside me is very powerful. Why don't I come with you and help? Yi Chen shook his head firmly. No, your body can no longer withstand the power of your evil spirit. I'm not going to let you take such a pointless risk. Y nodded reluctantly. Then promise me you'll come back within 2 days. Yi Chen nodded. I promise I'll definitely come back. After Y left, Yi Chen looked toward Jiangdaishan Mountain. A great battle is waiting for me. I need to prepare today. I have to reach my peak condition before tomorrow. The scene shifted to a dark alley. A man was helping his drunken friend walk home. The drunk complained, you dragged me away for no reason. I could have easily finished another 10 bottles. Suddenly he looked up at the sky. He saw Chen Tanli flying across the heavens on a sword. His eyes widened. I just saw a god. He was flying through the sky on a sword. I swear I'm not making this up. His friend rolled his eyes. Yeah, sure. And I just saw Iron Man outside the alley. Now stop talking nonsense and let's go home. The drunk insisted. I'm serious. Someone was really flying. But when he looked back, Chen Tanli had already disappeared into the distance. Meanwhile, Chen Tanli frowned. Why can't I sense that boy's presence anywhere in the capital? As he already left, it looks like I'll have to expand my search across the entire country. At that moment, he discovered that Yi Chen was currently near Jiangdaishan Mountain in Hong Kong. He sighed, this brat really loves getting himself into trouble. I've only been gone for 5 days, and he's already picked a fight way beyond his level. I need to get there. Otherwise, he definitely won't survive this time. Whoever you are, don't even think about laying a finger on my disciple. The scene shifted back to Yi Chen. He was cultivating through the night. He thought, a single life and death battle gives me far more growth than an entire night of cultivation. If I had fought Yuan Baron in my current condition, defeating him would have been much easier. But this time, I won't be facing just one guardian. I'll have to fight several of them at once. He slowly stood up. It's time. Before the guardians reach the people I care about, I'll reach them first. Jiangdaishan Mountain, here I come. The scene shifted to Jiangdaishan Mountain. Before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Apply grow naturally. All of the guardians had already gathered for the meeting. Bai Pei Bing's friend asked, why do you look so worried? Relax. That kid will never make it onto this mountain. Bai Pei Bing sighed. I know it's impossible to break the mountain's formation, but for some reason, I have a terrible feeling. It's as if something disastrous is about to happen. At the meeting, all 19 guardians had gathered. Since one guardian from Feng Zhenidu's faction had already died, his side now had only 9 guardians. Meanwhile, Bai Pei Bing's faction still had 10. He thought confidently, I've already spoken with everyone in my faction. They promised to vote in Yi Chen's favor. We have 10 votes. They only have 9. Even if someone abstains, it should still be enough to protect Yi Chen. But if everything is going according to plan, why do I still feel so uneasy? He quietly turned to Elder Son. Elder Son, you still remember what I told you last night, right? Yi Chen isn't a bad person. Please vote in his favor. Elder Son nodded. Don't worry, I know how to make my own decisions. Where is Yuan Baron? How much longer are we supposed to wait for him? Feng answered calmly. Every guardian who's still alive is already here. Yuan Baron died at the Li family estate, and the one who killed him was Yi Chen. The entire hall fell silent. What? Another guardian is dead? They only been a week since Tai Yun Tan died, and now another guardian has fallen? Feng continued. This is exactly why I've been calling that kid dangerous. He has the strength to kill a guardian with ease. When Yuan Baron went to the Li family yesterday, only 4 people were present. Li Chen, Lian Chen, an ordinary girl, and Yi Chen. Out of those 4, Yi Chen was the only one capable of killing Yuan Baron. so we can conclude with certainty that Yi Chen murdered him. And until now, everyone believed he had a powerful master backing him. But that master has never appeared, so it's safe to say Yi Chen has no powerful backing at all. Bai Peng immediately objected. What kind of nonsense are you talking about? I know Yi Chen. He's not that kind of person. He didn't even know you and Bayern. So why would he kill him for no reason? He glared at Fang. Everyone knows you and Bayern belong to your faction. He spent most of his time following you. Who's to say sending him after Yi Chen wasn't part of your plan? Feng replied coldly. No matter the reason, the fact remains that Yi Chen has killed 2 guardians. That fact cannot be changed. If we allow him to continue growing stronger, none of us knows who he'll kill next. My proposal is simple. Yi Chen and everyone connected to him should be eliminated. That way, we'll never have to worry about him again. Bai Peng slammed his hand on the table. That's ridiculous. How can we reach a conclusion before conducting a proper investigation? And most importantly, the Guardians were created to protect this country. We're not your personal army. We're not here to help you eliminate your enemies. I have serious doubts about this entire incident. I believe Fang Zhenyi has been targeting Yi Chen from the very beginning. I ask everyone here to judge this matter fairly. However, when the votes were cast, Bai Peibing's face turned pale. Almost everyone supported Fang Zhenyi's proposal. He thought, I expected Fang's faction to vote against Yi Chen. But why did my own faction betray me as well? I spoke to every one of them just last night. He looked around and disbelieved. You're all experienced masters. Surely you can see through Fang Zhenyi's scheme. So why are you supporting him? Inside, he felt even more betrayed. Yesterday, you all promised to stand with Yi Chen. Yet today, you've all sided with Fang. I can understand everyone else. But Liao Yan, even you betrayed me. Liao Yan lowered his head. I've already accepted Feng's gifts. What else can I do now? Meanwhile, Feng smiled to himself. Does Bipe Bing really think every guardian is as righteous as he is? He doesn't understand. Everyone has weaknesses. Some crave power, others crave women, and several of them sold themselves for nothing more than money. As long as you know the right price, you can buy anything in this world. And the cheapest thing of all is trust. People betray it without a second thought. Bipe Bing sighed inwardly. The Guardians have become completely corrupt. Feng received 16 votes. Even if elder son and I vote for Yi Chen, it won't change anything. Feng Chen Yused stood up. The meeting is over. Now all Guardians will split into separate teams. Some will hunt down Yi Chen. Inoue will eliminate his family and friends. He continued reading from a prepared report. His mother is Zhang Pei. He deeply cares about 3 girls, Sunny, Huo, and Wei. He also commands his own force, the Dark Hall. The most important members are Lin Tian and Lin Feng. They must be eliminated. He also has several allies in Zhangchen City. The report contains all their information. Move out. No matter how powerful Yi Chen is, he can't protect everyone at once. Elder son frowned. Feng Zhenyi, you've gone too far. Targeting someone's family and friends is unforgivable. However, the meeting's rules state that the majority vote decides everything, so you have the authority to proceed. Just then, one of Feng Zhenyi's disciples rushed inside. Elder, something terrible has happened. Someone has broken into the mountain. Before he could say another word, a flash of light, his head fell to the ground. Yi Chen stepped forward calmly. He was talking too much. Feng Zhenyi's eyes blazed with fury. How dare you kill my disciple? Yi Chen looked around at every guardian. I heard everything. You call yourselves guardians. Yet you were discussing how to slaughter my family and my friends, my mother, my companions. Even everyone who follows me. Aren't you ashamed to call yourselves guardians? What have those innocent people ever done to deserve death? I'm going to destroy this rotten guardian system, once and for all. As he prepared to attack, Bai Paving suddenly stepped forward. Wait, child, Yi Chen looked at him. Are you going to stop me too? Bai Paving shook his head. You can't fight all of them. To be honest, you have to go 5 minutes. Run. He then shouted at Feng Zhenyi. You may have won the vote, but I will never abandon my principles. Feng sneered. You're wrong. Bai Paving, what exactly did Yi Chen give you? That you're willing to risk your life for him? Bai Paving answered firmly. He gave me nothing. We were made guardians to protect the people of this country. That's why we were entrusted with this position. Feng's expression turned cold. The meeting's decision comes before everything else. If you stand in our way, you'll be treated as a traitor. He raised his hand. Brothers, Kill him. Two guardians stepped forward. We've never liked him from the very beginning. He always used righteousness as an excuse to stop us from doing whatever we wanted. Loyan looked at Elder Sun. Mr. Sun, aren't we going to help? Elder Sun said, By paving has already violated the Guardian's rules. There's nothing we can do now. The most I can do is make sure no one from our faction joins the attack. But if anyone tries to help by paving, I'll declare them a traitor. Loyan thought. Feng Zhenyi still has 8 guardians on his side. If we don't help by paving, he'll definitely die. At that moment, the 2 guardians charged at By Paving. By Paving shouted, Go, kid, I'll hold them off. As he spoke, he unleashed a powerful attack against both of them. One of the guardians sneered, Only Feng Zhenyi and Elder Sun are stronger than us. The rest of the guardians are all roughly equal in strength. You can't defeat 2 opponents at the same time. By Paving dodged the first guardian's attack, but the second immediately struck, sending him flying backward. As he steadied himself, By Paving thought, the guardians were created to uphold justice and protect this entire country, but none of them remember that anymore. They've forgotten why the guardians were established in the first place. There's no difference between these so-called guardians and ordinary thieves or bandits. Both are willing to do anything for their own benefit. The only difference is that criminals openly commit evil, while these people hide behind the title of justice. If I don't stand here today, I'll never be able to forgive myself. Even if I die, the ideals behind the guardians must never die. The 2 guardians attacked again. By Paving stood his ground. I'd rather die than betray my principles. I'll honor the position I was entrusted with. A massive explosion shook the battlefield. Watching from afar, each end wondered, did he die? Why is he risking so much for my sake? Feng Zhenyi sneered, what a fool. What good is dignity? The only smart person is the one who looks after his own interests. As the smoke cleared, everyone froze. By Paving had blocked both attacks. The guardian stared in disbelief. How is this possible? We used our full strength. By Paving brushed them aside. Get out of my way, you scum. One guardian's eyes widened. How did this happen? He broke through in the middle of battle. At that moment, Feng Zhenyi personally stepped forward. No matter how much stronger you've become, you still can't defeat me. By Paving thought, I broke through too late. I don't have enough strength left to defend myself. Just then, each end suddenly appeared and blocked Feng Zhenyi's attack. By Paving shouted, Each end, why didn't you leave? I told you I couldn't hold them off for long. Each end smiled faintly. Senior, I truly appreciate your kindness. But this started because of me, so it should end with me. Feng Zhenyi scoffed. You're not worthy of fighting me. With a wave of his hand, he sent each end flying backward. Each end steadied himself and frowned. This bastard really is on a completely different level from the other guardians. Feng ordered, I'll deal with By Paving. The rest of you handle each end. The 2 guardians immediately rushed toward each end. Each end instantly activated his thunder talismans. Bolts of lightning rained down across the battlefield. The elders looked up in shock. Where did all this lightning come from? And why won't it stop? Suddenly, each end burst out from within the lightning. One guardian laughed. So you were only trying to distract us. I have to admit, kid, you've got excellent combat instincts, but you seem to have forgotten one thing. I'm not fighting alone. Each end smiled. Have you ever heard of striking one target while aiming for another? In the next instant, he bypassed the first guardian and attacked the one behind him from the very beginning. Before we move ahead, please take a second to share on this video. Sharing helps this video reach friends who may also enjoy anime, gaming, travel, cricket, chess, career basics, or personal stories. Your support helps Amazing Apai grow naturally. You were my real target. The second guardian was stunned. He used the first attack as bait. His combat experience is unbelievable for someone his age. The first guardian roared, let's see how long you can keep running. As they continued fighting, the second guardian attacked from behind, forcing each end to dodge once again. Yechin thought, my battle with you and Byron greatly increased my strength. But fighting 2 guardians at once is still incredibly difficult. The 2 guardians sneered. Where do you think you're running? You'll never escape this mountain. Yechin smiled calmly. Then let's end this. He activated his secret technique, Dragon Hand Seal. Elder Sun was shocked. What technique was that? Whether it's his old talismans or this new technique, every one of them is terrifying. Even in the Kunlun Void, techniques like these would be considered top tier. Now I understand why Bai Peng risked everything to protect him. Judging by his techniques alone, Yichen is no ordinary cultivator. Meanwhile, Feng Zhenyi continued battling Bai Peng. I'm tired of this. No matter how hard you try, I'm still much stronger than you. He unleashed another devastating attack, seriously injuring Bai Peng. Before Bai Peng could hit the ground, Elder Sun suddenly caught him. He said, Bai Peng, you can't defeat Feng Zhenyi. Listen to me, there's no reason for a guardian to die, protecting an outsider. Watching from a distance, Loyan thought, he wouldn't let me help, yet he came to help himself. Well, we've been friends for many years, at least this much is worth doing. Elder Sun thought, Bai Peng has broken through. His strength now surpasses that of ordinary guardians. After Feng Zhenyi and me, he's the strongest. If he remains in my faction, it'll greatly increase our overall strength. Bai Peng looked at him firmly. I'm a guardian. My duty is to uphold justice and fairness. If I can't protect those principles, then there's no point in being a guardian. Feng Zhenyi laughed coldly. So you've already decided to die today. Fine. I'll grant your wish. Just then, a loud explosion echoed across the battlefield. Feng turned around. One of the guardians he had sent after Yichen had been killed. What? He looked again. Yichen was holding another guardian by the throat. The terrified guardian shouted, Feng, save me. Feng roared, release him immediately, or you'll regret it. Yichen ignored the warning and crushed the guardian without hesitation. Feng Zhenyi's face twisted with rage. Yichen, how dare you keep killing my guardians? Yichen looked at him coldly. You were ready to wipe out my entire family just because 2 guardians died. So I killed 2 more. Feng immediately shouted to the others. Can't you see what's happening? Yichen has killed 2 more guardians. How much longer are you going to stand there and watch? Inside he thought, my faction has already become much weaker. I need to eliminate some of Elder Sun's people as well. Pretending not to hear him, Elder Sun said loudly, what did you say? My hearing isn't very good. Speak louder. Feng gritted his teeth. This old fox is far too clever. I can't afford to lose any more of my own people. I have to end this quickly. He shouted, You 5. Help me at once. We'll crush him together. The remaining guardians immediately joined forces against Yichen. Yichen wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. I can maintain my secret technique for only 2 more minutes. Within those 2 minutes, I have to defeat all of them. Feng Zhenyi raised his hand. We'll use the 6 guardian killing formation. He released a drop of his blood, sharing it with the other guardians. Bai Peibing's expression changed. The 6 guardian killing formation. It's a formation where 6 guardians combine all of their power to kill a single opponent. Yichen won't survive against that. At that moment, Elder Sun secretly sealed Bai Peibing's cultivation. Bai Peibing shouted, What are you doing? Remove this seal immediately. Elder Sun replied calmly, By too many guardians have already died today. No one from our faction can be allowed to die. But inwardly, he thought, Yichen's techniques are extraordinary. If we kill him, those techniques will become ours. Besides, allowing someone this dangerous to continue growing would be a huge mistake. Just then, the drop of Feng Zhenyi's blood transformed into a crimson sword. Yichen thought, if I use everything I've got, I might be able to stop it. I don't have any other choice. I have to go all out. With that, he unleashed Dragon Slash, sending the attack straight toward the Bloodforged sword. Feng Zhenyi laughed. Why are you struggling? You can't stop it. Your attacks are insignificant compared to this. However, Yichen's sword technique was so powerful that even the 6 guardians controlling the formation began to feel the pressure. The guardians exclaimed, How can a single sword technique be this powerful? Feng shouted, Everyone give it everything you've got. We must kill this brat today. Despite his resistance, Yichen was gradually injured by the overwhelming force of the formation. The elders yelled, Kill him before he has a chance to take another pill. Even our strongest attack hasn't been able to finish him yet. The guardians swarmed him. One slashed at him with a sword, another struck him with a staff. When that wasn't enough, they even started punching and kicking him from every direction. Yichen felt like they were treating him like a punching bag. Fury exploded inside him. A massive wave of spiritual energy erupted from his body. Even the guardians instinctively stepped back in fear. Yichen declared, Even if I die today, I'll drag every one of you down with me. This is the second form of my skybreaking sword art. Falling Star, burn them all. The guardians' expressions changed instantly. This attack is far stronger than the previous one. We have to stop him before it's completed. Otherwise some of us are going to die. Feng Zhenyi's face darkened. This won't be enough. It looks like we have no choice. We'll have to use the soul-suppressing sword. He shouted, "Everyone, lend me your power." The remaining guardians burned their blood essence, channeling it into the soul-suppressing sword. Yi Chen suddenly sensed something was wrong. What's happening, dragon-slaying sword? Why are you trembling? The next instant, the dragon-slaying sword slipped from his hand and plunged into the ground. Feng smiled triumphantly. Your sword may be powerful, but it's nothing compared to the soul-suppressing sword. This sword possesses the power to suppress every other sword in existence. And without your sword, how are you going to use those incredible techniques? He looked at the soul-suppressing sword. I've offered you the blood essence of so many guardians. Now finish this battle. Watching the sword race toward him, Yi Chen shouted, "Blood dragon, talisman, get ready. We have to stop it somehow." But the soul-suppressing sword sliced straight through the blood dragon, tearing apart everything in its path. Yi Chen gritted his teeth. You have to hold on, Feng laughed. Before the soul-suppressing sword, every other power is meaningless. Your defeat is inevitable. The sword shattered Yi Chen's defenses and stopped only inches from his face. Yi Chen closed his eyes. So, this is where my journey ends. Suddenly, the soul-suppressing sword stopped on its own. Every guardian froze. What happened? Why did it stop? Guardian Feng, do something? Feng frowned. I'm using all my strength. I don't know why it won't move. He shouted at the sword. What are you waiting for? Kill him. Instead, the soul-suppressing sword began trembling violently. Elder Sun stared in disbelief. This is the first time I've ever seen the soul-suppressing sword shake by being immediately understood. Powerful divine swords possess their own consciousness. It seems the soul-suppressing sword doesn't want to kill Yi Chen. Yi Chen was equally confused. What's happening? My body is trembling just like the sword. My blood feels like it's boiling. The reincarnation graveyard told me about these two swords long ago, and my grandfather once brought me to Zhangdaoshan Mountain. Could it be? He brought me here because of these swords. The guardians were stunned. This has to be a joke. The soul-suppressing sword has never acknowledged a single guardian. It rejected Feng Zhenyi countless times. But the moment it approached Yi Chen, it started trembling. Could it really be responding to his potential? Unwilling to accept it, Feng rushed forward and grabbed the sword himself. I refuse to believe this. Let's see how you ignore my command now. Today, I'll use you to kill him. At the same time, Yi Chen activated his sword summoning technique. If the dragon-slaying sword doesn't return, I won't be able to block this attack with my body alone. But before anything else happened, the soul-suppressing sword suddenly flew out of Feng Zhenyi's hand. What are you doing? You stupid sword. Ignoring him completely, the sword flew straight to Yi Chen and landed in his hand. Feng's face turned pale. No, that's impossible. Yi Chen was equally shocked. I used my sword summoning technique to call back the dragon-slaying sword. So why did the soul-suppressing sword answer instead? Does it actually recognize me? Feng shouted desperately. Soul-suppressing sword, I've spent countless years feeding you precious resources. If you obey me, I'll give you even more. Why are you betraying me now? Yi Chen looked at him coldly. The sword never accepted you. You've only been forcing it to obey. But this sword was never meant for someone like you. It belongs to a true warrior, not a despicable coward. Holding the sword high, Yi Chen declared, soul-suppressing sword. From this moment onward, I am your master. The terrifying aura erupting from his body made every guardian panic. One of them shouted, kill him before the sword completely recognizes him as its master. Yi Chen frowned inwardly. The moment I picked up this sword, my spiritual energy started draining at an unbelievable rate. Compared to it, the dragon-slaying sword is nothing more than an ordinary piece of metal. The remaining guardians charged at him together. Feng roared, once you're dead, the soul-suppressing sword will accept me instead. Yi Chen smiled. Keep dreaming. He raised the soul-suppressing sword. Falling star, 1/. Before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Up grow naturally. Just a single slash. The overwhelming sword intent swept across the battlefield. Every remaining guardian was instantly annihilated. Even Feng Zhenyi couldn't withstand the attack. As he took his final breath, he muttered, "So, I was defeated by a mere child." Bai Pei being stared in disbelief, Yi Chen, he actually won. He defeated 8 guardians in a single battle. Elder Sun was equally shocked. Fang Zhenyi spent countless years feeding that sword resources and blood essence, yet he couldn't even unleash 1% of its true power. But the sword willingly chose Yi Chen. Her prophecy was true. When its true master appears, he won't even need to summon it. It will come to him on its own. If Yi Chen had continued using only the dragon-slaying sword, he would have died today. But the soul-suppressing sword came here intentionally to save him. That single strike was so overwhelming that Fang Zhenyi couldn't resist it at all. Bai Pei being smiled. Now that no one from Fang Zhenyi's faction is left alive, the previous foe is meaningless. Besides, this child's potential is extraordinary. If he stands with us, it will be a blessing for our country. Elder Sun remains silent. This boy defeated them all. At that moment, Yi Chen suddenly drops to one knee. This sword is far too powerful. I can't control its power yet. I need to take my pills. Otherwise, I'll pass out. But before he could swallow them, Elder Sun suddenly appeared and knocked the pills out of his hand. I won't let you take those. For everyone's sake, it's better if you become crippled and never cultivate again. Bai Pei being immediately stepped forward. Elder Sun, what are you doing? Sun looked at him coldly. So, you managed to break the seal I placed on you. It seems I underestimated you. Yi Chen frowned. None of your faction attacked me, so I assumed you were neutral. Why attack me now? Elder Sun replied calmly. Listen, boy, you're far too dangerous. It isn't safe for someone like you to remain among ordinary people. If you hand over that sword, destroy your own cultivation, and give me all of your techniques, I'll spare your life. Bai Pei being shook his head in disappointment. Elder Sun, if Yi Chen weren't completely exhausted, you would never dare demand any of this from him. Elder Sun said, You're misunderstanding me. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for the good of the country. His cultivation is still relatively low, yet he's already this powerful because of his techniques. If I'd obtain those techniques, I'll reach an entirely new level. Then I'll be able to protect our country even better. The other guardians immediately objected. Mr. Sun, you're wrong. From the beginning, you said we'd remain neutral. And we agreed with that. We should never take advantage of someone when they're at their weakest. We've already done enough wrong. Please stop now. Elder Sun's expression darkened. So you're all betraying me now? It seems you've been infected by Bai Pei being's obsession with righteousness. The entire crowd fell silent. Yi Chen shouted, Aren't you ashamed to call yourselves guardians? Come, I'll kill every single one of you. Inside, however, he smiled. I can already sense my master, Chen Tianli. He has returned. He'll be here in just a few moments. Once master arrives, forget one elder. Even 100 of them together won't be able to touch me. Elder Sun frowned. Nothing here is amusing. So why are you laughing? Yi Chen smiled. I'm laughing because you were standing on the right path just moments ago. You had nothing to gain and nothing to lose. But then you suddenly turned onto the wrong road. And now, no one can save you by Pei being Sid. Yi Chen, on behalf of all the guardians, I owe you an apology. Elder Sun is powerful, but don't worry. I'll do everything I can to stop him. As for the others, the guardians in my faction aren't all bad. I'm confident that none of the remaining 8 will attack you. Elder Sun laughed. So what if they don't? I alone can kill all 4 of them. I'm more than strong enough. What I don't understand is where your confidence is coming from. Lao Yan calmly said, I intend to remain completely neutral in this fight. I have no interest in anyone's gains or losses. But as your friend, I have to ask you something. You know how powerful Elder Sun is. Standing against him for the sake of an outsider is no different from seeking death. So why are you risking everything for Yi Chen? Bai Pei being smiled, let me tell you a story. 1,000 years ago, there was an official. He was honest and incorruptible. He never abused his authority. He was wise, responsible, and fearless. Throughout his life, he punished countless corrupt officials and criminals. He always stood on the side of justice, no matter how difficult the path. Even today, he is remembered as one of the greatest officials in our nation's history. People still speak his name with respect. That official was my ancestor. His name was Bei Zuren. If my ancestor never compromised his principles for power, then how could I? The day I became a guardian, I swore an oath. You may have forgotten that oath, but I carry it in my heart every single day. I would rather die with honor than bow before evil like the rest of you. My friends, I truly expected better from all of you. Yi Chen stepped forward. Senior Bai, you don't need to risk your life anymore. This will all be over very soon. He looks toward elder son. From the very beginning, your friend has been obsessed with one question. Who is the person backing me? Who is my master? Fine, I'll answer all of you. My master is a swordsman whose blade has never known defeat. With a single swing of his sword, he can reduce thousands of miles to ashes. If there's anyone capable of splitting the heavens apart, it's my master. Today, you'll witness the legendary sword Venerable Shen Tianli. A deafening explosion echoed through the mountain. The next moment, Shen Tianli descended before everyone. Yi Chen smiled. Master, this is one of the powerful experts standing behind me. Sword Venerable Chen Tianli. The guardians immediately turned pale. We've never heard his name before, but he must be an ancient powerhouse forgotten by this era. His aura alone is making it hard for us to breathe. Shen Tianli calmly took out a pill. I recently destroyed one of the Kunlun Void sect. I obtained this pill there. Take it. It will completely restore your body. Yi Chen swallowed the pill. The guardian stared in disbelief. Did we hear that correctly? He destroyed one of the Kunlun Void sect. How is that even possible? Yi Chen was equally shocked. What an incredible pill. My injuries disappeared instantly. My spiritual energy has completely recovered. Even I couldn't refine a pill of this quality. Shen Tianli smiled. Now it's time to settle some accounts. Who was it that injured my disciple? Step forward. Everyone trembled. Liao Yan thought, compared to him, I'm nothing. It feels like an invisible sword is resting against my throat. One wrong move, and my head will fall. Elder son immediately dropped to his knees. Immortal, please forgive me. It was all a misunderstanding. I was only trying to be friend Yi Chen. I never meant him any harm. Everything happened because of Feng Jiangyi. I supported Yi Chen from the very beginning. The remaining guardians hurriedly agreed. That's right. It was all Feng Jiangyi's fault. We had nothing to do with it. We stayed neutral the whole time. Some of us even tried to help Yi Chen. Shen Tianli smiled faintly. And how exactly do you intend to prove that? Very well. Kneel before my disciple and apologize. Whoever apologizes most sincerely, I'll spare. Elder son immediately slammed his forehead against the ground. Please forgive us, Master Yi. The others began kowtowing even harder. Watching the spectacle, Shen Tianli laughed. This is actually quite entertaining. Yi Chen sighed. Master, stop playing with them. You came back long ago. You deliberately waited until the last possible moment before helping me, and you've been secretly watching everything. Elder son's face turned pale. So, he saw everything. Shen Tianli nodded. That's right. I saw everything. I saw who stood by my disciple. I saw who remained silent. And I saw who betrayed him. He looked directly at elder son. You put on a convincing performance, but you won't escape. With a casual wave of his hand, elder son was instantly reduced to dust. Shen Tianli then looked toward Feng Jiangyi's corpse. And how long do you plan on pretending to be dead? If you had acted this well in a movie, you probably would have won an Oscar. But, unfortunately, that trick doesn't work on me. Feng Jiangyi panicked. How did he know? I completely stopped my breathing. He shouldn't have noticed me. No, I'll keep pretending. Shen Tianli smiled. So you still won't give up. I don't need your life. I only need your memories. Let's find out what you people really did to my disciple's father. Feng immediately begged. Immortal, please spare me. Ignoring him completely, Shen Tianli extracted Feng Jiangyi's memories and transferred them into Yi Chen's mind. Take a good look. See for yourself what they did to your father. Inside the memories, Yi Chen saw Feng Jiangyi interrogating his father. Tell me the truth, or I won't let you leave this place alive. But every time Feng tried to attack Tianzhen, he was blasted backward by an invisible force. Feng growled in frustration. It doesn't matter what I do. Nothing works on him. I can't break through whatever is protecting him. At that moment, another man walked into the room. I never imagined that the elders of the Blood Alliance would be helpless against an ordinary man. I honestly don't know whether to laugh or feel embarrassed. Feng glared at him. Think you're mocking me? You wouldn't be able to do any better. I admit Tianzhen doesn't have any cultivation, but there's an extremely strange power protecting him. No matter what we do, we can't break through it. I investigated the matter. It appears that his memories are protected by an incredibly powerful treasure. I'm certain he's from the family of Kunlun Void. No family other than the family possesses a technique this powerful. The elder nodded. Very well. We'll continue the investigation. Take him back to the Blood Alliance. There. We'll use every resource available to uncover the truth. Take Lin Julong with us as well. We'll treat his injuries while continuing the interrogation. After witnessing everything in Feng Zhenyi's memories, Yi Chen was consumed by rage. You bastard, I'm not letting you get away with this. With a single strike, he completely annihilated Feng Zhenyi. Yi Chen clenched his fists. I was too late again. They've already taken my father to the Blood Alliance. Shen Tianli calmly comforted him. Don't be discouraged, child. After seeing his memories, I can tell that your father isn't in any immediate danger. Once you reach the Blood Alliance, you'll find him. Besides, your real battle is waiting for you in the Kunlun Void. That's where the true fate of the reincarnation graveyard will be decided. Yi Chen hesitated before asking, Master, the powerful experts inside the reincarnation graveyard all said that I'm their hope. I've never understood what they meant. And I also don't understand why the reincarnation graveyard chose me. Shen Tianli shook his head. There are some things I can't tell you, even if I want to. To be honest, I don't even know your true background. Your fate brought you to Jiang Daoshan Mountain, and the soul-suppressing sword isn't the only treasure waiting for you here. The other half is the sun-crushing sword. You know those two divine swords were sealed inside an ancient divine stone. If you absorb that stone, it will greatly benefit both you and the reincarnation graveyard. Actually, once I finished my business in the Kunlun Void, I planned to bring you to Hong Kong myself. But you arrived before I did. It wasn't anyone else who brought you here. It was your destiny. Come, let's retrieve the stone we came here for. Each end suddenly stopped him. Master, wait. Most of the guardians have become completely corrupt, but Bai Pei being is different. He's the only guardian who still possesses true integrity. I hope you'll reward him. If he becomes the strongest guardian, he'll be able to guide the others back onto the right path. Shen Tianli smiled. I saw everything you did. People like you are the ones who can truly change this world. He then looked at Bai Peibing. This is your reward. I've passed on a cultivation technique that's perfectly suited for you. How much you can learn from it depends entirely on your own talent. I hope it serves you well in the future. Overjoyed, Bai Peibing bowed deeply. Thank you very much, Immortal. The remaining guardians lowered their heads in regret. We made another terrible mistake. If we had supported each end today, we would have received rewards as well. With that, each end and Chen Tianli left the mountain together. The scene shifted to the Dark Hall headquarters. Lin Tian stopped Zhang Pei. My lady, you're planning to leave. But Lord Ye ordered us not to let anyone go outside. He'll be back in just a few days. Please wait until he returns. Zhang Pei smiled gently. Don't worry, I only want to take a short walk. Besides, after training for the past few days, I've become much stronger. I can protect myself from ordinary dangers. If you're still worried, you can come with me. Lin Tian sighed. As you wish. Inside, he thought she's Lord Ye's mother. I can't order her around. I've already tried to stop her. There's nothing more I can do. Zhang Pei instructed him. Reserve a private room at a tea house. Make sure it's completely safe, and make sure no one disturbs us. Soon, Zhang Pei arrived at the tea house. She looked at the man waiting for her. Brother, why did you ask to meet me? Have you found out where Yi Chen is? Zhang Feng nodded. He's currently in Hong Kong, but I can't take you there. All the guardians have gathered there. Going now would be pure stupidity. Zhang Pei frowned. So we're just supposed to sit here and do nothing. Zhang Feng smiled. No, I've found another way to save my nephew. I received news that our eldest brother is returning home. The reason he's coming back is because his sect is looking for new disciples. With your talent, you'd easily be selected. If you had accepted the invitation to the cultivation world years ago and started cultivating as a child, you'd be at an entirely different level today. But even now, it's not too late. You can still become incredibly powerful. Zhang Pei's eyes widened. Forget about the selection. You said Big Brother is coming back. I still remember when he left. He was only 18 years old. He was so talented that the Kunlun Void personally selected him. But after that, there was never any news about him. We only heard that he'd become unbelievably powerful. Maybe with his strength, he can save both Yi Chen and my husband. She lowered her head. But I'm no longer a member of the Zhang family. Why would he help me? If I'm no longer part of the Zhang family, how can I still call him my brother? Zhang Feng handed her a letter. This is from father. He has realized his mistakes, and he deeply regrets everything. He wrote this letter to apologize to you. He clearly stated that he's ready to accept you and your entire family back into the Zhang family. And he'll help all of you unconditionally. Zhang Pei smiled bitterly. I'll have to ask Yi Chen first. I can't make this decision without him. As for Big Brother, he probably doesn't even know I left the Zhang family. If he finds out what I did, I'm afraid he won't forgive me as easily as father did." Just then, a familiar voice echoed through the room. "What nonsense are you talking about? What made you think your big brother would get angry over something so trivial? If I had been here, I would have never allowed any of those things to happen to you." Zhang Pei's eyes instantly filled with tears. "Big brother, you finally come back." Zhang Feng laughed. "It's been so many years, but you haven't changed at all. I'm younger than you, yet I look at least 20 years older." Zhang Wentian smiled. "That's because the cultivation methods here and in the Kumblung Void are completely different. In our world, people practice martial arts and strengthen their internal energy, but in the Kumblung Void, there are no martial artists. Everyone is a cultivator. They don't simply strengthen their bodies. They cultivate the power of heaven and earth. As their cultivation grows, their bodies naturally become stronger and they rarely run out of spiritual energy. That's why there's such a massive gap between martial artists and cultivators. Here, the highest realm is Grandmaster, but the cultivation system in the Kumblung Void is completely different. The very first cultivation realm there already surpasses the Grandmaster realm by a huge margin. And after that, there are 7 more major realms. If I explain them all, we'd be here the entire day. In simple terms, the stronger a cultivator becomes, the longer their lifespan grows. It even affects their appearance. I know many ancient experts who look only 18 or 19 years old, but they're actually over 100 years old. Compared to them, I've barely accomplished anything." He then smiled at Zhang Feng. "As for you, second brother, you've done quite well despite remaining in the outside world. This time, I brought back several exceptional cultivation techniques for you. Once you cultivate them, you'll look much younger too." He then glanced at Zhang Pei and frowned. "But judging from your aura, it seems my little sister never used the cultivation technique I sent her long ago. I sent it to her years ago. So why, after all this time, is she still only at the Kedong realm?" Zhang Feng explained. "Big brother, you don't know the whole story. Pei left the Zhang family years ago. She never cultivated during all that time. For the last 5 years, she was imprisoned inside the ghost prison. Before we move ahead, please take a second to share on this video. Sharing helps this video reach friends who may also enjoy anime, gaming, travel, cricket, chess, career basics, or personal stories. Your support helps Amazing Pi grow naturally." "She's only been cultivating for the past 15 days. Zhuang Wenjin's eyes widened in disbelief. "What? She's already reached the Kedong realm? In just 15 days, she broke through both the Origin realm and the Kai refining realm. Even the greatest geniuses of the Kunlun Void couldn't advance that quickly." Zhang Feng smiled. "Big brother, if I told you the truth, Pei's talent is nothing compared to someone else. And that person is her son, Yi Chen. That kid turned the entire martial arts world upside down. He even killed a guardian, and now he's the strongest martial artist in the entire country." Zhang Wenjin became interested. "I want to know everything about him." Zhang Feng then told him Yi Chen's entire story. After hearing it all, Zhang Wenjin said, "If everything you said is true, then this child is a monster. His talent is beyond comparison. But you also said he's in Hong Kong right now, fighting every guardian. If I leave immediately, it won't be difficult for me to protect him. I never imagined those guardians would dare attack him while I'm still alive." Zhang Pei smiled with relief. "Big brother, you're amazing." Just then, Zhang Feng looked at his phone. "But compared to my nephew, none of us are as amazing. We don't have to do anything anymore." Yi Chen killed 10 guardians all by himself. Among them were the 2 faction leaders, Feng Zhenyi and Sun Mayao. He defeated them all and safely left Hong Kong. Zhang Pei quickly asked, "Is there any news about my husband?" Zhang Feng nodded. "I've received information that members of the Blood Alliance took him to the Kunlun Void. It's reliable information, but it hasn't been fully confirmed yet." Zhang Wenjin smiled reassuringly. "Little sister, don't worry. I'll find out where brother-in-law is. I have a good relationship with the gatekeepers of the Kunlun Void. If he's really there, I'll know very soon." 5 minutes later, Zhang Wenjin received a video. It clearly showed the elders of the Blood Alliance escorting Tanjiang into the Kunlun Void. Zhang Wenjin frowned. What could Tanjiang possibly possess that made the Blood Alliance take him away? The Blood Alliance's elders have never been interested in ordinary people. Zhang Pei suddenly realized something. The ghost prison, the Lin family, they all had connections to the Blood Alliance. So does that mean the Blood Alliance has been targeting us from the very beginning? She turned to Zhang Wenjin. Big brother, I heard your sect is accepting new disciples. Please take me with you. I want to enter the Kunlun Void too. The scene shifted back to each end. Shen Tianli said, the previous masters must have already told you this. Your bloodline is completely different from everyone else's. Whether it's in the Kunlun Void or anywhere else, anyone who examines your bloodline will call it worthless. It's so complicated that no one can understand it. But the truth is, it's not worthless. It's the greatest bloodline of them all, and it's not just your bloodline. Everything about you is extraordinarily unique. There's also something sealed inside your body, something that was sealed away when you were just a child. I have a theory, but I don't want to say it yet. As they continued talking, they arrived before a massive mountain. Shen Tianli smiled. Save your words. I don't need the show. Formation opening. Let your power flow. Quit pretending. Let your true self glow. Show your real colors. Now steal the show. The mountain's hidden formation immediately appeared. At that moment, the soul-suppressing sword suddenly flew toward it on its own. Each end frowned. What's wrong with it now? Like a key fitting into a lock, the soul-suppressing sword inserted itself into the center of the formation. A massive stone gate slowly opened. Chen Tianli said, this place cannot be entered by ordinary people, and here, many secrets of your destiny will finally be revealed. Among the people of your world, your talent is considered heaven-defying, but compared to the standards of the reincarnation graveyard, you've accomplished almost nothing. Your growth is still far too slow. You must become stronger much faster. The word stop should never exist in your dictionary. The moment each end stepped inside, he suddenly saw a gigantic black serpent waiting for him. Shen Tianli calmly said, you'll have to pass this trial before moving forward. Each end frowned. That thing looks incredibly dangerous. The giant snake immediately lunged at him. Each end barely managed to dodge. Drawing his sword, he unleashed Dragon Slash. The attack struck the serpent directly, but after the dust settled, the snake remained completely unharmed. Only a tiny scratch appeared on the tip of its tail. Each end was shocked. Even after using the soul-suppressing sword, I only managed to leave a scratch. The giant snake counterattacked, smashing each end backward. Shen Tianli said, this is your trial. You must pass it. Remember, you're not fighting an ordinary snake. You're facing a black giant python. It possesses intelligence, and its scales are harder than stone. None of the techniques you currently know will work against it. If you want to kill it, you'll have to rely on your own judgment. And trust me, this won't be easy. I estimate it'll take you at least a month. However, after seeing each end stands, Shen Tianli paused. Each end smiled. Master, do you still think I'm the same person I was 5 days ago? I've gone through countless life and death battles since then. They've made me much stronger, and because of that, I can finally use the third form of the sword art you taught me. He slowly raised his sword. Sky-breaking sword art. Third form, Sky-breaking slash. A blinding sword light flashed across the battlefield. The enormous black giant python was instantly cut into countless pieces. Each end let out a long breath. The third form consumes an incredible amount of spiritual energy, but I knew no other attack could have killed it. Shen Tianli smiled proudly. You've exceeded my expectations. Now I'm beginning to understand why the reincarnation graveyard chose you. But hurry, there's no time to rest. The black giant python's inner core is an extraordinary treasure. Even cultivators in the Kunlun Void consider it priceless. After consuming it, your body's toughness will increase dramatically. Ordinary swords won't even be able to cut your skin. So hurry up, eat it. Each end looked at the giant snake inside. Master, at least let me get some oil and spices. I'll barbecue it properly. We can both enjoy it together. Shen Tianli laughed. If you barbecue it, you'll ruin all of its medicinal effects. Stop making excuses and start eating. The immense spiritual energy inside it has already cooked the meat from within. It tastes exactly like perfectly cooked meat. Each end took a bite. His eyes immediately lit up. Wow, it's actually delicious. Master was right. It's completely cooked on the inside. Without wasting another second, he eagerly began devouring the entire black giant python. Shen Tianli pointed at the giant python. Look, this is its inner core. It contains an extraordinary amount of spiritual energy. You'll use it later to break through to your next realm. And don't underestimate its bones either. They're incredibly valuable. You can use them to forge top-grade weapons. Finish eating first. Then I'll store the remains inside the reincarnation graveyard. After finishing the meal, each end rubbed his stomach. I'm completely full. Seriously, out of all my masters, this one is the most relentless. Shen Tianli laughed. There's no time to rest. Come, we're going somewhere else. Soon, they arrived before an ancient stone tablet. Each end stared at it in confusion. I don't know why, but this tablet feels strangely familiar. It gives me a sense of belonging. Could Grandpa have brought me to Jiangdaoshan Mountain because of this tablet? His eyes suddenly narrowed. My name, it's carved here. 7 ancient characters, and they spell my name. But this tablet is obviously thousands of years old. How could my name possibly be on it? He examined it more carefully. It also looks almost identical to the black stone. It's as if the black stone originally came from this tablet. He noticed something else. There's a tiny handprint here. It looks like it belongs to a 3-year-old child. Could I have touched this tablet when I was little? Let's find out. Each end slowly placed his hand over the ancient handprint. The moment he touched it, the energy burst out from the tablet. Watching from the side, Chen Tanli thought, the Yi family protected the reincarnation graveyard. For countless years, they never allowed anyone to get close to it. The Yi family was never ordinary. At first, we believed we had chosen each end, but now I finally understand. We never chose him. The Yi family orchestrated everything from the very beginning. Each end didn't become our successor because we selected him. We were the ones chosen by him. Things are becoming far more interesting than I expected. The ancient tablet suddenly shattered. A translucent soul slowly emerged from within it. Each end's eyes widened. Grandpa, the soul smiled warmly. So, you're my little Yi-Chen. What are you doing at Yongdaoshan Mountain? At such a young age, you've already reached the two-end realm. It seems the legends of the Yi family were true after all. I've waited thousands of years for this moment. Each end looked at him in confusion. Are you really my grandfather? The soul hesitated. I suppose I am. Each end frowned. What does I suppose mean? He says he's been waiting here for thousands of years. But Grandpa died in his 60s. How could he possibly have waited for 1,000 years? The old man suddenly asked, how is Tianjing? Did he come here with you? Each end sighed. It's a long story. I'll give you the short version. He quickly explained everything that had happened. After hearing the story, the old man's eyes filled with killing intent. I never imagined those dogs from the Blood Alliance would dare lay a finger on the Yi family. If I weren't only a soul, they would have never survived. It wouldn't matter whether it was the Blood Alliance or the entire K'un-Lun Void. Anyone who dared touch my Yi family would have been buried beneath the earth. He then looks toward Tian Lai. Each end, who is the master that came here with you? Is he one of the powerful experts from the reincarnation graveyard? Each end nodded. Yes, Grandpa. You guessed correctly. He's one of the 100 greatest masters inside the reincarnation graveyard, and he's my master now. The old man laughed happily. I knew you would succeed. Our Yi family's ancestors could never have been wrong. They knew that in the entire world, only you could unlock it. He pointed toward the black stone. This black stone is the greatest treasure of the Yi family. Countless members of our family sacrificed their lives to protect it. Our once powerful clan was almost driven to extinction because of it. And yet, not a single member of the Yi family was ever able to unlock it. The fact that you opened it was both inevitable and perfectly natural. He then gestured toward a massive mural on the wall. Look carefully. Your destiny was decided long ago. The moment this treasure descended into the world, it had already chosen you. Each end stared at the mural in disbelief. Just like the others, this mural is over 1,000 years old, and the person depicted here, it's unquestionably me. The old man began explaining. It all started countless years ago. So long ago that even I can't remember the exact time. Back then, a gigantic stone tablet fell from the heavens. The one you're looking at now is only a tiny fragment of the original. When the tablet first descended, it was unimaginably massive. The instant it struck the earth, the heavens and the land were devastated. For 10 entire days after it fell, the world was consumed by darkness. Neither the sun nor the moon appeared. Every cultivator within a 1,000-mile radius was wiped out, and the strangest part was that the tablet landed directly in front of the Yi family. At that time, our family was incredibly weak. Almost none of us were cultivators. Because of that, the tablet's destructive energy didn't affect us. Every member of the Yi family survived. From the very beginning, the tablet was covered with prophecies. It predicted the exact year and day of your birth. It even recorded your name. Yi Chen. Everything written on it sounded unbelievable, so naturally our ancestors didn't believe it at first. But as time passed, every prophecy carved onto the tablet gradually came true. Only then did our ancestors begin trusting it. The tablet wasn't merely filled with prophecies, it was also an unparalleled treasure. There has never been a greater treasure for cultivators. Thanks to that tablet, our ancestors achieved breakthrough after breakthrough. They awakened the Yi family bloodline. They cultivated at an astonishing speed, and eventually, the Yi family became the #1 family in the entire Kunlun Void. But good times never last forever. The other great families grew suspicious. They couldn't understand how an ordinary family had become so powerful so quickly. At the same time, several members of the Yi family betrayed us for their own personal gain, with enemies attacking from both inside and outside. Our family was shattered. The greatest powers of that era joined forces and slaughtered our ancestors. The stone tablet was broken into countless fragments. The major families and sects of the Kunlun Void divided those fragments among themselves. From that day onward, the Yi family still existed, but only as a collection of struggling branches. The true Yi family, the one that once ruled the Kunlun Void, was gone. Everyone believed the stone tablet itself was the greatest treasure, but they were wrong. The tablet's true secret was this black stone. Our ancestors secretly hid it long before the tablet was destroyed. I'm talking about the very black stone that's now in your hands. Each end looked down at the black stone with disbelief. I never imagined this stone was so ancient or that the Yi family had once been so unimaginably powerful. Yi Chen asked, "Grandpa, why did you leave the Kunlun Void? Why did you come to Jiangcheng City where spiritual energy is so scarce? And why did you erase every trace connecting our family to the Yi family?" The old man sighed. Everything happened because of the Yi family. The Yi family that still exists in the Kunlun Void is only a small, scattered remnant, but don't underestimate them. Even now, they're stronger than most sects. A few decades ago, the Yi family had regained much of its former strength. There were many powerful experts within the clan, but there was one problem. Besides me, no one believed the prophecy written on the stone tablet. The people who witnessed our family's destruction were terrified by what had happened. They believed the stone tablet had brought disaster upon us. They didn't even tell the next generation about its existence. The name Yi Chen, which our ancestors had waited countless years for, eventually came to be seen as a curse. The family even established a rule: no child would ever be allowed to bear the name Yi Chen. Everyone believed that the Yi family's downfall began because of that name and the stone tablet, but I believed otherwise. I watched our ancestors sacrifice their lives to protect that secret, so I left the Kunlun Void and came to Jiangcheng City with my young son. The child I brought with me was your father, Yi Tianjiang. Although your father wasn't a cultivator, he was the son of one. His mind was exceptionally sharp. Through his own hard work, he rebuilt the Yi family into a powerful family within Jiangcheng City. When the date written on the stone tablet finally approached, your grandmother and I realized that you were about to be born. We knew the prophecy was coming true. That's why we named you Yi Chen. Everything I later told your father, every event written on the stone tablet. He thought I was making predictions, but from your name to your birthday, even the exact time when I was supposed to give you the black stone, everything had already been written on the tablet. It also clearly stated that only the rightful owner would be able to claim it. And as you've seen, you're the only one who was able to unlock it. I spent my entire life studying it, but even then, I couldn't uncover all of its secrets. I only know one thing. Inside it lies the reincarnation graveyard, a prison containing countless ancient powerhouses. The stone tablet also said, whoever controls the reincarnation graveyard will one day hold the entire world in their hands. Yi Chen lowered his head. So that's the true origin of the reincarnation graveyard. But why? Why did it choose the Yi family? And why did it choose me? He looked at his grandfather. Grandpa, do you know why I was chosen? The old man slowly shook his head. I don't know either, child. Some mysteries are beyond even my understanding. But now that you've come here, every prophecy written on the stone tablet has proven to be true. Yi Chen fell silent. I faced death countless times. There were so many moments when I truly believed I wouldn't survive. Yet I'm still standing here today. And somehow, every one of those events had already been written on the stone tablet. Whatever force exists behind all this, it's far more terrifying than I ever imagined. His grandfather's soul suddenly began fading. My time is almost over. There's one last thing you need to know. The stone tablet and the Kunlun void are deeply connected. You could even say they're part of the same origin. The moment those words left his mouth, the entire sky darkened. Violent thunder clouds gathered overhead. His grandfather suddenly pushed Yichen away. It seems I've revealed a heavenly secret that should never have been spoken. A bolt of terrifying heavenly lightning crashed down upon him. Grandpa, Yichen shouted desperately. The old man smiled peacefully. My child, don't be afraid. We'll meet again before you go to the Kunlun void. You must meet my old friend, Gu Haiyun. He's my closest friend. He has something that belongs to you. He'll definitely help you. With those final words, the old man's soul disappeared forever. Yichen looked toward Chen Tian Lai. Master, why didn't you stop the heavenly tribulation? Chen Tian Lai sighed. Some things are better left untouched. And even if I wanted to, I couldn't have stopped it. Yichen lowered his head. I never thought I'd actually get to meet my grandfather. But now, everything feels like an endless swamp. The more I uncover, the more mysteries appear. The reincarnation graveyard. My birth. The Yi family. It's all so confusing. Chen Tian Lai nodded. We'll learn far more once we meet your grandfather's friend, Gu Haiyun. There are many secrets about the reincarnation graveyard that even I'm forbidden from revealing. So you'll have to be patient. Your grandfather already told you far more than he should have. He looked directly at Yichen. Never forget this. In this world, only strength can truly help you. The stronger you become, the stronger the reincarnation graveyard will become, and the closer you'll get to the truth. Chen Tian Lai then handed him a small token. Keep this. If you ever encounter trouble in the Kunlun void, go to the 10,000 Sword Sect. Simply show them this token. They'll do everything they can to help you. Yichen was surprised. The 10,000 Sword Sect, one of the most powerful sword sects in the Kunlun void. So that's where Master had gone before. Chen Tian Lai smiled. We've uncovered plenty of secrets. Now it's time to train. After all, we still haven't obtained the treasure we originally came here for. The two of them soon arrived before another enormous stone. Embedded within it was a magnificent divine sword. Chen Tian Lai said, the sword before you is the sun-crushing sword. This entire mountain draws its spiritual energy from this sword. Using his power, Chen Tian Lai pulled the divine sword out of the stone. He handed it to Yichen. Its power is equal to the soul-suppressing sword. Keep both swords with you. They'll be invaluable in the future. Simply let a drop of your blood fall onto it. It will immediately acknowledge you as its master. He smiled helplessly. To be honest, I originally wanted to keep the soul-suppressing sword inside the reincarnation graveyard. Yichen asked curiously. Then why didn't you? Chen Tian Lai chuckled. What else could I do? You're still far too weak. If you didn't have these divine swords, you could die at any moment. In China, you might be considered incredibly powerful. But in the Kunlun void, you're not even an ant. So stop wasting time. Sit down. It's time to cultivate. As Yichen began cultivating, Chen Tian Lai thought to himself, I have only one day. Within that single day, I must make this boy much stronger. Because tomorrow, a great danger will befall his mother. At his current level, even if he's standing right beside her, he still won't be able to protect her. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Amazing Apai. Subscribing makes sure you do not miss the next video, and it gives me motivation to keep improving the quality of every upload. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.